Hello, welcome back to another video, and today we will be continuing with the C-sharp series. And in this video, I will be primarily focusing on if statements or the conditionals and how we can integrate them in our program. We will learn, and on the end, we will also do coding basics on the conditions. Basically, we will do a small project on conditions. So, without any further ado, let's begin. So here I am with my Visual Studio, and let me just create another project, and let this be console app with C Sharp, and let me go to mostly somewhere here in .NET. Yes, .NET Dev, set folder, and here I want conditionals and next, and I will create another program based on conditions. Okay, so here we are. Visual Studio being very generous, has given us a lower program. So today we will talk. Today we will talk about conditional statements. So what are these? So if you know from the last video, we talked about the conditional operators, which are let conditional operators, which are greater than, less than, equals to, greater than equals to, less than equals to, and there's also something called as the ternary operator, which works as the short form of the if-else conditions. Now, we uphold this. So, the basic syntax for any, we have three main conditional statements, that is if, no, yeah, if, else, and if else, if else. If basically evaluates anything, if it's true or false. So the basic syntax would go like if condition, and we open a bracket. Let me just okay, and if the first statement is not true or it's not right, then we will go with else if, then condition two. Let me just make this as condition one. And suppose even if this, and we can just put an ladder or else if will condition 3 and so on, and it will go, and at the end we can just give else condition. If any of the condition doesn't satisfy, then you can go and you write and write this condition. So we will do this. Okay, there is no bracket for if. And basically, what we want to do is don't want to go too much into the theory because it will happen. Rather, we want to have an hands-on experience. So let's just begin with it. So it's very simple. Now let's think. Uh, let's say we want to check if a number even or odd. That is, we will check the priority. So for that, first we need a number. Bar num is equals to. This is basically project one. Okay, to check if a number is even or odd. How we can do it? We first need, okay, first we need a number, and this will return string. String. when we want to try parse or we want to basically convert this, we're just keeping the things normal. We uh, just want to check whether the number is as can be converted into the number. But let's just be simple. We are expecting that the user will send a number. So var num is input. So what we want to do here is var num is equal to convert. So this is very new to beginners, but this basically this convert is a static class, and it has a function called toInt32, which we will learn later on. But this is a static class which helps in converting a string into a number. Okay, no hassle. You can just memorize it and not kind of any kind of set to not memorize it, but you can just remember it. You can use it wherever you. Now we have the number that the user has provided us, and we want to check if the number is even or odd. Now, how do you check if a number is even or odd? We divide it by 2. So, if our number has a modulus of 0 after being divided, if uh, if a number divided by 2 gives a remainder of 0, then it's a even number. Okay, so right line, the number is else console.write line. The Now why do I use else condition? Because there are two possibilities of this. The number when divided by 2 can result in two possible states, that is either 0 or 1. Okay, turns 0 or 1. So the first condition handles for 0 value. Then what if it's not 0? It's the else condition, because it's the else condition. So we have number is given or number is odd. Okay, so let's just check it. Run it, and we have blank screen. Let's give it 123. It is odd. The number is odd. Perfect. Let's just go with another one. 12 0 0 0 0 0 1 7 6. Okay. Now, why this happened? So this happened because the number that we provided was too large to be converted into a int int value. So now if I stop this program and give it int 64, which basically turns this into a long system, a long number, this will run smooth. 0, 0, 7, 6. Okay, let's just go. The number is even. It works perfectly fine. Now let us go for multiple states where we have if else condition. Let me just let's just go with us project 2. These are very small projects just to give a hands on how if else condition looks. So we have project 2, and here I want to just say that if I'm eligible to vote, okay, if I'm eligible to vote, then I should be, my name should come as Rajat, you are eligible to vote. And if I'm not, then it will just simply count that Rajat, you are not eligible to vote. So we want to do that. Okay, how to do that? String uh, name let me just prompt it here, console.write line. I will just use right because I want the input to be in the same line as the output or the prompt. What is name? And here we have console.readline. Okay, we have the name. Then console.writeline. We write what is your age? Simply, I'll put here. And as we have done it here, that we first took the input and then we converted it into a number. We can do this or just substitution with the lines and turn it into long or maybe int in this case int age is equal to convert dot to int 30 as we are sure that it will convert to integer and Visual Studio will then just giving us the code and it's the line convert.to32 and console.readline. Yeah, so basically what it's happening here is that we are basically for fetching the input from the user, then we are converting it to int32 or int value. Okay, so this is it. Now, if age is beyond 18, which is or equals to okay equals to then we will provide console dot write line. I have also said about this string interpolation name okay, and else if the age is less than 80 okay not just less than equal to but less than 80 then I will write or print so dot write line name you cannot. Okay, so this is a simple line of code. Let's just run it and see. What is your name? My name is Rajat. What is your age? My age is, let's just go with 18 first. Rajat, I can do it. Perfect. That's how it should work. Okay. Then let's go with let's another name. Let's say Ashutosh. What's your age? Students, it's greater than, much greater than 18. He can vote, of course, and vote. Okay, let's do again. Let's say Ben, uh, or let's say my one of my best friends, Prajot. Okay. What's his age? Let's give it 12, which is much lesser than 18. So we give Prajot, you cannot. This is how conditional works. Now we have a good grasp on how we have the if else ladder or if else condition. Now also we can avoid the else condition. How we can do that? Okay, let me just comment this out. So for any age that is greater than 18, we'll print name. You can vote, but for anything else, it won't print. Okay, so let's just run it. Your name, my name is Rajat. What's your age? I said, let's just read the program again. If age is greater than 18, then we will print, you can vote. But if there is anything else which we haven't handled yet, then it won't print. So here, what is your age? Age is, okay, let's say 18. Rajat, you can vote. Now, the next scenario gives a name when an age, let's say 17, and it won't handle, it will just go out of the bound. See, there is nothing printed afterwards. It's empty. Okay? So you can also avoid else statements as well. And in fact, in any case of conditionals, you can avoid else and else if anything. Okay, but uh, it's not customary, not mandatory, but it's customary to give else conditions. Okay, so this is the if statement and the else statement. Okay, let's just go to a bit complex situation. Here we want to explore about the if else ladder, if else if ladder. So what do I want? Suppose there are various values. For example, I have 1 to 5 or 1 to, for simplicity sake, I have 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1 represents, let's say, your grown up, maybe something like that. So let's just write the name. Okay, string and giving it a name just for simplicity. And int age is going to convert dot int to console dot read line. Okay, so we have age that is already there. Okay, yes. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to categorize the age between certain mm, certain groups. Okay, so if the age is greater than zero, and here comes an interesting part, that is the operators, the binary operators, and or system. So I haven't said this, but when you are writing conditionals, you will often come around certain situations where you want to club two different conditional expressions into one. So in that case, there are certain, this symbol is used as and this symbol sorry, as and this symbol is used as or. Okay. And these two are completely different types of yeah. Okay. So we'll maybe this video will go long, but let's just complete the conditions. Right. So I want here the age group should be equals and greater than to zero, and also at the same time be less than equal to 18. Okay. So at that point I want to print console right line. Maybe plus n. Uh, you are a young kid. So, okay. Now, I want to write an if else condition that if the age is beyond 18 now, but less than 30, I want to write certain thing. Which in this case, I will choose if else because if or else there is another condition that where which I want to specify. It's not like something beyond 18 and anything beyond 18 that it's not the possible two values. We have multiple values here, so I will choose if else. So I will choose if else, else if, And whenever we specify if, we have to give a conditional expression. So here in this case, if age is greater than 18, it is equal to 18. And as well as in the meantime, it will be less than 30. And print console dot write line name plus URL. Adult. I want to give a space here, space, just for formatting the string. Now also we have covered that the section from 18 to 30. Now I want to cover the range from 30 to let's say 50, an age of 20 years again. So I will again go with SF, age greater than equals to 30, and at the same time age is less than 50. What we want to do, we want to do right. Also dot right line, and in the in space, you are old now, young, old, and okay. Now, after 50, I don't want to put any conditions or I don't want to put any grouping. So, what I can do is I can just write now else, which will hold for any situation. So, situation. It will hold like, but I want to just specify and okay. Now, what will happen? So the program gets simple. We are giving it a name, say Rajat, which is my name. Then I'm given age, which is converted into 32, that is end. Then I'm checking for the first condition. If the age is greater than 0 to 18, then we will print that you are a young kid. And if the age group is ages from greater than equal to 18 and but less than to 30 at the same time, then we are printing you are an adult. And if the age is greater than 30 and less than 50, then you are an old adult. And if there is no condition that matches these specified condition, if the age doesn't specify matches any of this condition, then just print and simply. Now there is something that I want to explain here. That suppose somebody gives 51, it will print end. But at the same time also, if somebody gives -1, -1, it will also print end. Because this condition over here, else condition, will always count for any situation which are not specified here. Okay, let's just say it in action. Okay, let's just first go with and S and with conditionals and okay, when it's result. And here I want to put the age and let for an age let's go 18. Rajat, you are an adult. Okay. And I'm pretty assured all the others will vote the same. Let's go with 31. Okay. It's 31. Rajat, you are an overrated. But the main education was -1, negative. Let's say negative. And as I predicted, because doesn't match. The -1 doesn't match any of the condition here. So if I change this into else, if, and here if I give age is less than 0, then print also the right line invalid age. Okay. In this situation, the negative age will be handled perfectly. Okay. Let me just run it. Okay. validation as perfect as that. Okay, so this is all about the if else if chain. Now you can also nest if else if values or if else if a statement inside another if else if statements. Okay, let's do that. Maybe we can just change. Yeah, probably. Okay, let's do it. Okay. See, and this is project 4. Project 4. Okay. Here, what I want to do is I want to summarize. Okay. Okay. Let's take int which is a number, which I want to convert into. I have a number which I will specify from the user input, and after that, what I want to do is I want to divide this segment 1 to 10 into certain periods, okay, in certain numbers. If let's say if the number is greater than 5, enter this room, else enter this. Okay, if the given number is greater than 5, it will go to this loop, this statement, otherwise it will enter this statement. Okay, pretty good. Now, as we have said, if inside that system itself, if I would want to put more conditions into the first statement. If num is divisible by 2, put I, hell yeah. Okay. So what basically does is that it checks first that if the number is greater than 5, and also if it check if it's divisible by 2 or not. That is, if if it's even or not. If it's even and also greater than 5 at the same time, then it prints then yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. Okay. So let's say I want to give 6. It should print hell yeah. Yeah, prints. But if I give anything else, 1, 2, 12, but how does it print hell yeah? Because the number is greater than 5 and it is divisible by 2 as well. Okay. But if I give like 11, it doesn't print anything because we haven't specified any action to be taken in the statements. So this is all. But let me just say what to do. We can avoid this for readability. Just put it inside and okay. Oops. You know the trick. Okay, basically. From this way, doesn't print anything. And then I run it again. Then I give 12. It gives 30. Okay. So this is the basics of conditionals. As we move forward into the C# series, we will encounter more complex logics where more complex if-else statement comes in. So let's just keep them first. But for now, these if else condition is completed. This is the basics of conditionals in C sharp. Okay, if else and if inside if else if inside if, these are all just listed. These are not that complex, but yeah, as you practice along the way, you'll get the hang of it and you will know what to use well. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe.